Do you know the location of a stolen Disney animatronic? Let us know if you do. And also, hey, watch out for all the flooding over on Main Street, USA. It's very dangerous. All that and more on today's episode of Annual Pass. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Annual Pass. This is the podcast where we talk about all things theme park related: rides, shows, attractions, movies, snacks. I try to come up with a different list every single time. I am your host, Jack Pattillo, and of course, joining me as always is my beautiful, lovely, and talented co-host, Mr. Geoff Ramsey. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hi, Jack. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing pretty well today. We've got a fun episode planned today. We're talking about one of my favorite defunct attractions of all time, Cranium Command. Heck yeah, man. Do you know anything about Cranium Command? Probably what you never got to see it, I don't think. All right. Well, we'll get into that. It's going to be lots and lots of fun. Hi, everyone out there hanging out, listening, or watching the show. You can watch it at youtube.com/annualpass or on Rooster Teeth. You can listen to all the various platforms.
Cranium Command.
Heck yeah, man.
Sounds like a branch of the military.
That's sort of brought up, actually. Anyway, don't forget, you can go to store.roosterteeth.com, grab some merchandise. We have brand new lanyard with pins. We have our pin starter sets. Excuse me. We have some new shirts up in the store as well. We got some really cool shirts, the new EPCOT theme shirts, which this is an EPCOT attraction, so it actually works out pretty well.
I say, with all sincerity, our merchandise is much better than our podcast. So if you're going to invest any time or effort into either, go with the merch.
Man, we have so many awesome ideas planned for merchandise, but we got to sell the stuff we have right now. You have a drinking problem there? You just spilling stuff all over yourself? Yeah. We have a bunch of stuff planned in the future, but it's kind of once we hit a threshold, we sold this amount, now we can release more stuff. So, we've got a lot of really neat things coming down the pipeline, including some running stuff. We're already working with Tony right now.
I haven't responded in that thread because it's kind of your deal, but I'm very excited about it.
Man,
the stuff they came up with looks really cool.
Yeah. We're currently right now in our Discord. Actually, by the time you're listening to this, we probably decided, but in our Discord, which you can find a link in the description below, I think now with a link that does not expire. We keep posting links that were expiring. I think I figured out how to make it not expire anymore. Anyway, that'll be in the description below. We have a runners club in our Discord, which is awesome. Everyone's so supportive and friendly and loving, and we have so many people who are going to be going to do the Disney races and races all over the country. Some people up in Chicago doing races. It's awesome. But we're coming up with the name right now. And Jeff, it's between two names that are neck and neck. It's Annual Fast and the Rope Drop Runners Club, which is both I like. Well, I like both of them.
What is it again? The Rope Drop Runners Club?
Yeah. So
RDRC.
I
like that. I like being able to say RDRC, and you can that can be like a greeting, like RDRC to you, sir. The RDRC to you, madam.
Ooh,
yes,
RDRC.
RDRC. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay, cool. So, but Tony, who's our merch guy, he's already mocked up some ideas, and they all look awesome. And I can't wait to see them on an actual athletic shirt and stuff you can wear around. I want a running hat as well. I keep wearing my Annual Pass hat whenever I go running, and it gets all sweaty and gross.
Like your big snapback flat hat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I do that because my hair's so long right now that it falls into my eyes. Even with my headband that I wear, it still goes over the headband down into my eyes. So I have to wear something to keep it all back. So that's my life right there.
First world problems.
The first world problems. So join our Discord over at in the link below in the description, and
quick before it expires,
and jump in. There's a bunch of awesome groups in there. There's park photos. There's memories. There's obviously the running group. There's memes. There's fan art as well. There's a main street chat where people just talk about whatever. Do you know Florida is flooding right now?
Excuse me?
Have you seen the images coming out of Epcot where it's ankle deep water throughout the whole World Showcase area?
No.
Yeah. It's been raining like crazy, and I saw a video of the Hollywood Boulevard in Disney's Hollywood Studios, the main street when you walk in. The water was above the curb, on the street, because it's a street and they have curbs on the side.
Yeah,
it was filled the entire center area and was spilling over the curbs into the gift shops. It was crazy.
Do you get a discount? When you go on those days?
I'm going to guess not. And so, as a matter of fact, someone posted today, I think Universal News Today posted an image of them going into Jurassic Park. It was the big gates and just flooding with water. So it's pretty wild. Ben, do you have something you want to show us here?
So they keep it open during this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Good. I mean, a lot of the attractions are indoors, and like as far as we know, they're not getting flooded, but it's absolutely wild that, but that's Florida though. Florida deals with rain. If it was snow, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, what you got for us? Oh, he's showing a video of Hollywood. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
So we're looking at a video of Hollywood studios. You can see the crossroads of America, and people are literally like shin deep in water. It's insane.
That just doesn't seem safe.
There's Mission Space by EPCOT, so there's back to Hollywood Studios.
Look at all the electricity around there. One open wire, and all those people are barbecuing.
I know the sick thing is, look at the kids sitting down, like that are getting completely covered. It's like, who would want their kid to be sitting in that kind of water?
Even grocers, those kids are going to the bathroom, right?
Well, that's what you do. When you go floating the river, you go, pee into it. But anyway,
they should capitalize on that and create like Main Street gondola service.
So if you're out there, stay safe. It's obviously you want to have fun, but be safe and don't don't drive your car through Main Street USA and get washed away or anything.
It seems like we need to get on top of launching. Forget about a poncho. We need annual pass rain boots.
Yeah, or like those little the water wings,
hip huggers. Yeah, water wings. Yeah, that's great too.
That'd be good. So, and hey, one little piece of news before we get into the episode. If you are a runner, if you're one of our annual pass runners, RDRC, and you're interested in running in the Wine and Dine race over at Disney World in November, so that the race is going to be November 4th through 6th. That's a 5K, 10K, and a half marathon. Registration for that begins next week. So it begins on the 22nd at 10 a.m. Eastern. So if you're listening to this now, write it on your calendar if you want to sign up for Wine and Dine. I will not be doing that one because that is Extra Life Community Weekend. So I'll be here in Austin running our Extra Life Community Weekend. And then the weekend after that is our Extra Life Week. So, so I can't make that one, unfortunately, but I will be there in spirit. And last year, the medals for that were incredible. They were really, really cool. The challenge medal, the one you get for doing all of them.
The spinner?
Not this wasn't a spinner. It was is it Yzma and Kronk from Emperor's New Groove.
I don't know.
And it had a little like a potion jar that had like sparkly pink stuff that would actually like move around inside. It was really, really cool.
That's cool.
And so I missed out on that one. But anyway, so registration for that opens up next week on the 22nd at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Set your calendar because those things sell out very, very fast. So that's it for my news. Jeff, you ready to talk about Cranium Command?
Yeah.
All right.
When I took the ASVAB, I was interested in Cranium Command, but I didn't make a high enough score, so I had to join the Army instead.
Oh, well, I'm sad. I'm sad that happened for you. But you could have made the Cranium Command. You should have gone to General Knowledge and asked him if he could have joined the Cranium Command, who is actually a character.
Is that
in the
character,
show.
General Knowledge?
Well, General Knowledge runs the
Cranium Command.
The Cranium Command.
Yeah.
Buzzy is your character. He's the main character of Cranium Command. This opened up October 19th, 1989. So this was a later addition to EPCOT.
Okay.
Again, we're talking about EPCOT in Florida. This was part of the Wonders of Life Pavilion, which is now gone. Actually, the Wonders of Life Pavilion shut down about a decade ago at this point. The whole pavilion was sponsored by MetLife. It had a really cool double helix in front of it. And now they're turning the Wonders of Life Pavilion into the Let's Play Pavilion. I know, we should go after them for copyrights.
Excuse me?
They're doing a Let's Play Pavilion now where they're going to have it's the Wonders of Life was all about how the body works and stuff. From what I can tell, this is kind of sort of like that, kind of like, let's play, let's get some energy and stuff. But you see like Wreck-It Ralph in that one. You see a whole bunch of characters like that. So
who's the head of Disney right now?
Bob Chapek.
Bob Chapek, yeah. Bob, if you're listening, and I have it on good authority you are, I will sell you the Let's Play YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
For low seven figures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And some annual passes as well.
Well, let's potentially.
How many popcorn buckets is that? How many popcorn buckets can we get for the Let's Play
I just want a
channel?
Discount on a desert house.
Oh, man. So it opened up October 19th, 1989, and it shut down January 1st, 2007. Cranium Command was definitely, it's a relic of its time, Jeff. If I just said Cranium Command and I said it was a show, what do you think Cranium Command is?
Every time you say it, it reminds me of this show I used to watch when I was a kid called Brain Games.
Okay.
Brain Games. Did you ever watch that?
No.
It was on HBO. Yeah. Brain games.
It's funny that there were a couple shows that are similar to Cranium Command that I was thinking of. One of which is on HBO. But so what do you think Cranium Command is, Jeff?
Oh, I think it's about like it's a bunch of stuff to increase your mental acuity and show you how smart you are you didn't even realize it.
No, not. It's close. No, not really.
What is
it? So did you ever see the TV show Herman's Head?
Yeah.
So it's
one of the early Fox shows.
Yeah. So this is similar to that. The whole idea of Cranium Command is showing how the different parts of the body interact and work together to keep you working. So inside of Cranium Command, it is you step into this theater. First is a pre-show, an animated pre-show, which is just some neat facts about that. From that, that kind of explains the premise. You know, it's like basically you are a pilot inside of a brain. You're a Cranium Commander, and so general knowledge explains to you this is what's going on. And if you don't do a good job, you're going as the head of a chicken. So that's the danger. That's the bad thing. So you go inside the theater. And you realize you're looking, like in Men in Black, when in the first Men in Black movie, when that alien was inside the guy's head and like slid open and he was like controlling it. Mm-hmm. It's like that, basically. So there's a character named Buzzy who is controlling this human. And through you literally have like eyeballs that he sees out of, and you see what the person's looking at. And there's other screens around that actually represent different parts of the body. So like the heart is there, and the brain is there, left brain, right brain. The stomach is there, and then the what's it called? The hypothalamus is also there as well.
I was gonna say that actually.
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah.
So this is from Wikipedia here. The show script was written by Jenny Tripp, a staff writer for Disney Feature Animation, and directed by Jerry Rees, who in addition to many other Disney film-based attractions, directed The Brave Little Toaster, which is fun. The pre-show itself was the first directing effort of Gary Truesdale and Kirk Wise, famous for later directing Beauty and the Beast and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So that's kind of cool. So
this is where they cut their teeth.
They cut their teeth on a brain. It's so it opened up October
1999.
October 19th, 1989.
Closed 2007.
It's
relic of the past of its time.
It shut down 2007. January 4th, 2004 began to operate seasonally. The whole Wonders of Life Pavilion started going to seasonally, so it was only open during busy times, which now it feels like it would be open all the time because it's
when isn't it busy?
Nonstop busy. So here's a little like blurb about the show. Helping him pilot the 12-year-old named Bobby via appearances on other screens were the logical left brain, the wacky right brain, the hungry stomach, the panicky bladder, the adrenal gland, the heart's right and left ventricles, and the monotone hypothalamus as well, which regulated autonomic body functions, which was actually a robot in the show.
Okay.
So it popped up. It kind of was like this little robot thing. Buzzy was an animatronic. He's a little dude, and he sits on a thing, and he's like controlling things. He's a little guy moving around and stuff. There's a whole story behind him as well. But all of the other bits, other than the hypothalamus and Buzzy, were live-action video representations of the different parts.
Okay.
So I want to challenge you here. So think about this. This is late 90s.
Yeah.
Full of comedians.
Okay.
Who do you think was the left brain? Which
Louis
is
Anderson.
That was the left brain. This is more of your logical thinking.
Oh, Louis Black.
Late 90s, Jeff. Come on now. You got this. Think like SNL type people. Like
Phil Hartman.
Close. Very close.
Kevin Nealon.
They're not all. Kevin Nealon's in the show, but not he's not the left brain. Charles Grodin.
Yeah, sure.
From Beethoven. Now,
I know who Charles Grodin is.
Yeah, I'm throwing it up for the audience.
He's a grumpy, acerbic
So
guy.
he's your straight lace kind of like his whole set's all black and white with like files and stuff around
Okay.
it. The right brain, the more loving, kind of friendly, like creative brain. Who do you think that is? Like
Rita Rudner.
Floating around. It's a dude.
It's a dude.
Yeah. Late 90s. SNL. Come on now.
Rob Schneider.
No. Almost.
Chris Farley.
John Lovitz.
Okay.
Plays the right brain. He's a lot of fun. Now, blast from the past to a pair of characters from SNL playing the left and right ventricle of the heart. Who do you think would be strong guys playing the heart.
Oh, it'd be Kevin Nealon and Dana Carvey.
That's right, Hans and Franz, they're not referred to as Hans and Franz,
right.
But they are the
same characters.
Same characters. Yeah. They're wearing the whole outfits and everything. It's Hans and Franz. It's not specifically called Hans and Franz.
Do they do like their catchphrase and stuff?
They say like about pumping you up.
Okay.
Like, oh, we're going to pump you up. And, anyway, not an SNL character, but who do you think would be the adrenal gland? Who represents absolute chaotic energy in the 90s?
Sam Kinison.
Close.
It's a guy or girl?
It's a guy. I know you love this guy too. So.
Oh gosh, now I'm scared to say anything. Not on SNL, but a stand-up.
Yes.
In the 90s.
Yes, I'll say he was in a Police Academy movie. One of them.
Oh, it's not Steve Guttenberg though.
No, not Guttenberg.
It's not Powers Booth.
No.
It's not. Oh gosh.
You give up?
No. Yes.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Bobcat Goldthwait? Oh, really? That's awesome.
He's the adrenal gland, which is perfect for him. He's like,
yeah.
That rolled sight, like
he was great. In that
he
movie.
was so good. Then you had who am I missing here? The bladder was actually just like the bladder pops up for like one thing, and he's just a panicky dude. He's Jeff Doucette, who was like he was only in it for one thing. But the stomach, played by the lovable George Wendt from Cheers.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's down in the stomach like, hey, got to give us some food down here.
That's a good stomach.
It's pretty good.
George Wendt's a pretty
Is that
good
everybody? And see, Bobby, who's like Bobby's the kid. He's like this 12-year-old boy that you're in the head of. He also the same guy or the same actor who was Bobby in the movie. You see him like in a reflection real quick. It's a kid named Scott Curtis. He also does the voice of Buzzy as well in the show. So, that makes sense that the voice of the person would be also the voice of the Cranium Commander. And I think that's all of them.
That's a pretty star-studded cast, especially back then.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty big. So but it's fun because the whole set is really neat too, because it's all these different screens. You have two eyeballs. Like imagine if you were to like pull your face off, like like John Travolta, and you could kind of see through the back of your head. You got two eyes, and he's got little like monitors all over the place. There's like representing the heart and all the different things. They pop up as the show goes on. And not only that, but Buzzy's also on like this swinging chair thing. And so if the character looks left and the camera's pans to the left, Buzzy will slide to the right to kind of give the feeling of motion. You're not actually moving. You're sitting in a theater watching all this stuff happening.
Gotcha.
Which you don't really get these kind of shows anymore. And it was a great show for its time. Hey guys, let me take 1 minute here to tell you about our sponsor today on Annual Pass, and that is RTX, the best convention in the world. Not only that, there's a podcast festival happening during RTX. I don't know why I said happening like that. Happening during RTX 2022. You like podcast? I'm reading copy now, so this isn't me talking. This is me reading copy now. You like podcasts? Did you know that there's a podcast festival at RTX Austin this year? Podcasts of all kinds will be going to Austin, Texas, July 1st through 3rd to do live recordings of their shows, and you could be there. That's right, you listening and or watching right now could go to the podcast festival. Annual Pass is going to be there. I'm just going to say, if you ever wanted to see us record live, that's going to be a place to do it. Add some funds to your summer plans. Come see your favorite podcast in person and discover new favorites at RTX Austin. RTX Austin takes the best in podcasting, gaming, and animation and brings it all into Austin, Texas for one unforgettable weekend. RTX is like the best time ever. You should absolutely go if you haven't ever done it before. Step into the exhibit hall. Join me with you. Join me with you? That doesn't make sense. Join me now as we step into the exhibit. Jeff's not here. Jeff! We're going to the exhibition hall. We'll see stuff. He's not responding as much, but that's okay. Step into the exhibit hall and be transported to another world filled with cosplayers, live gaming, indie artists, and more. That's right, some amazing artwork. I love going down the indie artist lane and finding cool stuff. Maybe even like a nice candle too. Just saying, it's always good times. Of course, health and safety is our number one priority. This is the important stuff right here. Masks will be required during the event, and we will follow city guidelines as well. If you're unable to attend due to COVID, we will work with you to postpone your badge for the following year or request a refund. So we're being very careful about that. So please, our safety and your safety is our number one priority for this whole thing. We want everyone to have a good time. Now, if you go to bit.ly/RTX Austin 22, all lowercase, bit.ly/RTXAustin22, numbers 22, to grab your badge for RTX Austin and get ready for a weekend filled with the best of podcasting, gaming, and animation. That's bit.ly/RTXAustin22. That's bit.ly/RTXAustin22 to get your badge today. See you in Austin, July 1st through 3rd. You can always stay to the 4th, too, and see fireworks. That's always fun, or, go, like, I don't know, something peaceful and relaxing. I don't know if Ellie's going to be here. She's been walking back and forth across my desk this whole time. But RTX Austin is going to be a lot of fun. Annual Pass is going to be there. It's going to be our first in-person RTX that Annual Pass will be represented at. So you can come out and say hi. We'll be doing something fun on stage. Maybe we'll get some guests. Who knows? It's going to be lots of fun, but check it out if you feel up to it. If you want to come to Austin, a beautiful city in the middle of summer, maybe go for a run. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but come on down. So that's going to be it for our sponsor this week. Again, thank you very much, RTX Austin, for sponsoring Annual Pass. Let's get back to this show. Let's just try that one more time. Take it back to the top. Let's get back to the show. Much better. But Jeff, are you ready to go with me into the Cranium Command and see how all this stuff works? It's going to be interesting because this is not really a super exciting thrill-packed show, but I'll do my best to make it sound thrill-packed.
Am I going to get to see all of some of my favorite 90s comedians?
You will, Jeff. If
that's all I need.
Assuming that Dana Carvey and Kevin Nealon and George Wendt.
Certainly a big George Wendt and Kevin Nealon fan.
So, all right, Jeff, here we go. We're going to go, and this thing's in the way. Oh, God, I'm trying to show you, but the thing's in the way. All right. Here we go, Jeff. We are going as the Cranium Command. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Jeff!
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, we're at EPCOT.
I'm tired. My feet hurt. I want to sit down. It's hot outside. It's wet. It's raining everywhere. A boat just went by Main Street.
There's no Main Street in EPCOT, but that's okay. But maybe, if all else fails, we can just get into the spaceship Earth and just float away. It'll be great.
Okay.
Because it'll be, maybe, I assume it's like some sort of life raft, right? That's how Noah's Ark works. Yeah. Hey, no, but today, Jeff, we're going to go to the Wonders of Life Pavilion. It's the 90s.
Are there seats? Can I sit down?
Yes.
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay, Jeff, so we're going to the Wonders of Life Pavilion. It's the big Astrodome-looking building. We're going to go inside. Well, look at all this stuff. There's a lot of neat stuff in here. Cool. But way in the back, Jeff, that's where we're going. We're going to Cranium Command, Jeff.
I'm very excited.
All right, Jeff, we're in the pre-show now. We're watching the video. It's a cartoon, and it's general knowledge explaining what's going on. And he's like, some people need their brains, and some people don't. And he shows a picture of Ernest, and it's like, oh, Ernest P. Worrell, he needs his brain, and he's like, if you don't do a good job, you're gonna be in a chicken. And he's like, no, I don't want to be in a chicken. And it's so sad. Okay, but he's like, all right, recruits, get in there. And then we go in. Now we're in the theater, Jeff.
Yay!
We're in the theater. Look, we can see. You see two eyeballs. I think.
Is it air conditioned?
It is air conditioned.
Yay!
We're sitting down, and you can see there's a little guy. It's Buzzy. He's sitting on the thing. He's got a little hat, and he's got his gloves, and he's spinning around. All right, and the show's starting, Jeff. The show's beginning, and everything's still dark. And Buzzy's like, "Hey, it's real quiet in here." And then the general knowledge, like, hey,
he's
wake up.
Intimidating.
And he's like, "All right, Buzzy, this is your one shot. You don't mess this up." And then we're sitting there like, "Okay, what's going on?" And then he realizes, "Oh, we're asleep, Jeff. We're sleeping." We're dreaming. We can actually see the dreams up in the sky, Jeff. It's like, I don't know what he's dreaming about. What do you think a 12-year-old boy would be dreaming about?
Baseball.
Baseball. Probably. He's probably
It's a family show.
All right, so you can hear the heartbeat. Oh, look, the hypothalamus. He's like, "Hello, I'm the hypothalamus. How you doing? I just control everything you don't think about, like breathing and blinking and everything like that."
Nice.
He does a very monotone voice. Yeah. And you can see there's little lines that show where what's coming from what part. So we see a line from the right brain, and so our right brain's controlling dreaming. Did you know the right brain controls dreaming, Jeff?
I didn't.
Okay, well, Jeff, we're wake up. Oh, it's crazy. Okay, we're awake, and we can see Mom's like, "Hey, wake up. It's time for breakfast. It's time to get ready for school." And you can see all the different parts are starting to wake up, Jeff. All the different parts are starting to wake up. Look, the brain's like, "All right, time to get ready." And then so you're starting to run out. He's like, and then the left brain pops in. And he's like, "Hey, don't you want to put some pants on?" It's like, "Oh yeah, we should put pants on." And so
the left brain is the pants side of the brain.
Absolutely. And see, now look, we're meeting Hans and Franz, Jeff.
Oh wow,
they're pumping the heart. They're pumping the heart. And look, there's the adrenal gland. He was all excited because the alarm went off. And he's like, "Ah!" All right, so Jeff, well, it's time. We don't have time really to eat.
Mom.
There's Mom. She's like, hey, yeah, you're going to be late for school. And so now we're going to ignore our breakfast. And the stomach's like, wait, we need food. And then, but no, we don't. We have to get to school, Jeff. We're missing the bus. The bus is outside.
We have to educate our bodies on eating, Jack.
That's true. Look, we're running after the bus. Oh, no. Okay, so now, but we missed the bus, Jeff. We missed the bus. We got to get to school on time. And the left brain's like, okay, I'll come up with an alternative plan. And so the left brain gives us a path, and now we're running through a neighborhood, and there's a dog. And the adrenal glands, and the Hans and Franz, they're beating the heart. And the stomach's like, oh, we could use some food down here. Remember that breakfast we skipped? And it's like,
This is like a very Ferris Bueller type scene.
Kind of.
Like, yeah.
Kind of. Like, now we're running past people. And, okay, Jeff, we've made it to school. It was just like 2 blocks away, apparently.
It's in our backyard, it seemed.
I guess so. Like, the heart's really beating. Okay, Jeff, now we're going to get to class. We're in our classroom. Oh, Jeff, there's a girl next to us.
Gross.
Oh, look, and we're like...
Don't touch her. She's got cooties.
She's new to school, Jeff, and I think our heart is like, it's fluttering. Look at our making little heartbeats. They're instead of normal beats. And Hans and Franz are like, ooh, we like her. And then so, now, okay, but we're not paying attention, Jeff. We weren't paying attention. And now at our chemistry experiment, it's all on fire. Oh, no. Oh, the adrenaline.
We set our mortar and pestle on fire?
We did. And now the left brain's like, oh, no, that's not good. Okay, well, we made it out there. We're alive. We're okay. That's okay. Now we're at lunchtime, Jeff, and the stomach's really happy. George went down there. He's like, thank you. We need food. And like the lunch lady's super nice. And look, there's the girl, Jeff.
There she is again.
She's there. And
which side of the brain stalks this new girl?
I don't know. Oh no, Jeff, there's bullies. There's bullies, Jeff. They're picking on her. And the left brain's like, let me take care of this. And the left brain's like, excuse me, gentlemen, you're actually being blah 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 blah. And the bullies
look pretty tall.
The bullies don't like that at all, Jeff. And look, the bullies, they throw us into a trash bin, Jeff. They throw us into a trash bin. And now the right brain's like, let me take over. I'll take over. Let me take care of this. I know what to do. And now he's giving battle options. And look, we got food. Oh, Jeff, we started a food fight. We started a food fight in the cafeteria.
Awesome.
Whee! And they're all throwing stuff around at each other, and it's wild. And everyone's going, like, all the different parts of the body are freaking out and getting out of control, Jeff. The adrenal gland's like, wow! And the stomach, at some point, we grab like a hot dog and throw it down there or something, too. And so George Went's very happy. Oh, no, and we're down, Jeff. There's alerts going off everywhere. And then the commander's like, the general knowledge is back, and he's like, what are you doing in there, Buzzy? And what are we doing, Jeff?
We're covered in goop.
That's true. And he's like, all right, I'll give you one last chance. And so now, so Buzzy's like, okay, we have to work together. We're a team here. We all want this kid to do well.
Oh.
And now there's the principal, and she is upset. And so now we're going to the principal's office, and Buzzy's like, okay, let's do this the right way. And he apologizes, Jeff. He apologizes. He's like, listen, I'm sorry.
Smart.
I was out of my head, and I apologize. And the principal's like, all right, well, don't let this happen again. And then it's like, oh, that's good. And now look, Jeff, it's the girl's back. She's like, oh, and she's like, thank you for helping me out there, Jeff. And now everyone's like, whoa, and she kissed us, Jeff.
No.
She gives us a kiss on the cheek. She gave us a kiss on the cheek, and like now the stomach's like, oh, who ordered the butterflies? And there's a butterfly down there, and everyone's like floating and happy.
We're definitely dreaming about baseball tonight, Jack.
Yeah, it's so good, Jeff. We've done it. It's so nice. We're so happy now. Yay!
This is how that show, How I Met Your Mother, should have gone.
And then at the end, General Knowledge shows up, and he's like, all right, no chicken for you, Buzzy. You did a good job. And the chicken's like, I don't need a brain. I'm going to politics. And that's going to do it. That's the end of the show, Jeff. We've succeeded. We've made it through here. It's so nice. And that is Cranium Command, which is a really, really cool show, actually. It's a really well-done show. And the amount of stuff going on this thing, I mean, there are screens all over the place, and they are all synchronized.
How many people could sit in this theater?
It wasn't that big, honestly. I want to say a few hundred.
And there was just one theater, right? They weren't running multiple.
Yeah, it was just one theater. It was about a 12-minute show with about a 5-minute pre-show, and they would load about every 18 minutes. So it was not a whole lot right there.
The main show was presented in a 200-seat dimly lit theater.
200 seat.
Wow, 200 seats. That's so wild to think. Yeah, because like now that is such small capacity.
Did you go to that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a great show. I saw it actually when I was down there in 2002. And I was with a friend, and I was like, I should probably film this thing. And they were like, no, you can't film it. And I was like, okay. But thankfully, people have snuck cameras in there. If you haven't seen the show, you should absolutely watch it. It's up on YouTube as well. There's a ton of really great history videos about Cranium Command, about sort of like the creation of it. It's a really, really cool show. And so the stuff that happened to make it happen is really neat, too.
That's typical EPCOT for you, always trying to trick you to learn while you're having fun.
That was sort of the beauty of Epcot, when it was handled well, it was always like, oh, you're learning something, whether or not you realize it. And it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of neat. Like, how many kids knew about the hypothalamus, but now they're like, oh.
Just about 200 at a time.
And also that droning robot, like the hypothalamus, like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
That was actually, it was Kirk Wise, who's one of the directors of the show.
Oh.
So he actually stepped in and did the voice of it as well. I got some fun facts here. The pre-show of Cranium Command, that was a fully animated bit, like a 5-minute little pre-show video.
Uh-huh.
That was the very last project a Disney feature animation to be traditionally inked and painted on cells. The very last thing. From that point on, it's all computers.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure there are some cells in some aspects and like in a few things.
Yeah.
But as far as like full length thing goes, that was the last thing done entirely on cell animation, which is kind of wild.
That's pretty interesting. Actually, yeah.
Yeah. It's wild to think that because, maybe it's Disney feature animation because I thought like Little Mermaid and Lion King, I guess maybe those were digital at that point. I don't know. But that was one of the facts from Wikipedia. If they're wrong.
When did Little Mermaid come out?
89, maybe?
Same year this did, I guess.
So. Ben, when did Little Mermaid come out?
Working on it.
Pete Docter also was an animator on the show. So Pete Docter, who ended up being a director at Pixar. I think he did Monsters Incorporated and a few other shows.
Still never seen that movie.
The third movie that Pete Docter did at Pixar was Inside Out, which, if you know anything about,
which is the same movie as this ride. Yeah,
basically, he said like that the ride inspired him for that movie. I mean, it was the same similar idea, but it's kind of a little bit more expanded upon, of course. Ben,
Little Mermaid came out November 17th, 1989.
There you go. So I guess not.
Guess they were filmed in conjunction.
Well, because they went on to Beauty and the Beast after this. And I remember the big thing about Beauty and the Beast was the chandelier, like the ballroom scene. That was CGI because they kept showing the CGI thing. But I guess like fully hand-painted cells, this might have been the last thing. I don't know. If you know anything more about that, let us know in the comments over at Rooster Teeth. I would love to hear more about that. But so that's going to do it for Cranium Command. Again, there are tons of YouTube videos out there kind of explaining the history of Cranium Command a little bit more in depth than we do here. We just have fun on the show and kind of have a lighthearted take on it and kind of what it would be. And I'm sad that you're not going to be able to see this show in person, but you should totally watch the full video. I think I skipped an entire section.
Yeah, no worries. I'll definitely.
It's a fun show, though. It was a really good one. It's only like 12 minutes long. Ben, question over there, sir.
Jack,
Sir.
Are you not going to cover the Theft of Buzzy?
I forgot I should talk about the Theft of Buzzy. So Buzzy.
Didn't you mention that to me the other day and I didn't know what you were talking about?
Yeah. So I think I had that on my notes, actually. Anyway, so Buzzy is the animatronic figure, a little about like a 2-foot tall dude who sits on this seat.
What does he look like, by the way? I don't think I ever saw him.
He's a little cute guy. Let's see if
I got a photo for you.
Ben's got a photo. Here's the animated version. There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a cutie.
He's a little guy, a little green hat, sits on top of a little chair that moves around. The animatronic figure, but at the time, 89, it was, not a whole lot of animatronics out there. So when the ride shut down in 2000 and what year did it shut down? 2004, or it's 2007, excuse me. Basically the theater sat there empty. Like everything was still inside of it, all the characters, all the animatronics and stuff. And apparently there were some urban explorers, which is a polite way of saying trespasser.
Yeah.
That got back there and they saw tags on Buzzy that basically said "Do not destroy," because that Disney sends stuff to their archives where they put stuff away. It's like, okay, we'll have a performance later. We'll show stuff off. Like recently, one of the Dreamfinder ships from Journey into Imagination showed up at like D23 out in California. So they were basically to hold on to this guy. Well, at some point, Buzzy's gloves and hat went missing. Someone got in there and stole his gloves and hats. And I was like, that's weird. And then shortly after that, Buzzy was gone. He was just entirely gone. And the hydraulics and all the electronics going to him had just been severed. It's not like they were unplugged. They were literally cut. And like dangling cables were there. And people were like, oh my God, Buzzy's been stolen. Disney eventually came out and they were like, oh no, he hasn't been stolen. He's been moved. Meanwhile, there were people that they were prosecuting for theft, including of Buzzy. And so no one, as far as I know, no one's really sure where Buzzy is right now. Pretty sure he's been stolen and he's gone somewhere.
Did they? But you don't know if they caught the people.
We don't know if it was the people that caught it. Ben, you have more information on this?
Yeah, so I did some digging into this. Something you're find really interesting. So in early 2018, like Jack said, an urban explorer trespassing inside Cranium Command found that Buzzy and Hypothalamus had been tagged to be sent to the archives. Later that year, an unknown person again trespassed into Cranium Command and stole Buzzy's headphones, hat, and bomber jacket. A police report was filed by Disney for these items. However, the individual who filed the report was unfamiliar with the appearance changes the animatronic had gone through over the years and erroneously reported Buzzy's rubber hands, which had not been used since 1990, as missing. The report also described a red jacket, actually Buzzy's brown one, which appears red due to lighting in the main photo of him that is commonly seen. And after this event, he remained in place, missing his hat and jacket. Shortly after the theft of the clothing, the entire Buzzy animatronic, including his command seat, were stolen from Cranium Command. He was cut from an already frayed point on his wiring connecting him to the back of the theater. Hydraulic fluid was found splattered around the area. Because there were no cameras in the backstage of the pavilion, no video footage was able to be procured. The individuals behind the theft, their method of removal, motive, and current whereabouts of Buzzy are unknown. Ooh. A former cast member who ran the Twitter account Backdoor Disney was questioned by police following the animatronic theft as he had been a person of interest during that of the clothing. After his questioning, Backdoor Disney posted a photo of a rubber mold used to create Buzzy's face on display in a collector's gallery. News sites began to pick up the story and sensationalize it to a great degree, reporting the aforementioned photo as Buzzy's decapitated head. In 2019, Buzzy's jacket, headphones, and hat were recovered after being sold to the Milwaukee Bucks player Robin Lopez, who did not realize they were stolen when he bought them. He reported that he was sold them by Backdoor Disney, who was arrested earlier in the year for stealing other items from Disney attractions.
Wow. But we still don't know where Buzzy is.
Don't know where Buzzy's gone.
We got his hat, and we got his headphones, his hat, and his bomber jacket. Jeff, do you know anything about Robin? Like
I know a lot about Robin Lopez.
Oh, yeah? Is it something that he would do? I know.
Yeah, well,
it's interesting. There's a lot of these Disney collectors that get shady stuff. Like, apparently John Stamos is big into collecting Disney stuff that he's not supposed to have.
So I don't know if Robin Lopez is like operating on the black market, but I do know he and his brother Brooke are huge Disney fans. They're even in some commercials.
Really?
Like I've seen them appear like in like Disney-esque commercials before.
Huh.
And so they're kind of like wacky, like huge Disney and like animation cartoon lovers. Wow. So it doesn't surprise me that he would end up with it. But I would have a hard time believing that he knew he was buying it stolen.
Yeah.
I think he seems like a pretty up and up dude. That's Stamos. He's dirty. I wouldn't trust him.
I want to say Stamos or someone had one of the rockets from like Disneyland, like one of the original rockets. I watched recently. Stamos had something really cool that was really hard to get a hold of. Maybe it was like a people mover car or something. I forget what it was, but anyway,
apparently his backyard is just full of stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the story of Buzzy. There's a whole lot to that. Maybe we can get a crossover with Red Web going here. We can try to find out a little bit more. Apparently, Wes Ellis, who works here at Rooster Teeth, he knows some people involved in kind of the shady Disney trades. So maybe we could get some like voice modulated stuff. Like
I never trusted him.
So. That's going to do it for our look at Cranium Command. Again, if you know the whereabouts of Buzzy, let us know over at roosterteeth.com. That'd be great. I'm sure also the Orange County Police Department would love to hear that too. So maybe
it's never too late. Like, have you ever read up on the saga of all the ruby slippers that have disappeared and then showed back up throughout time? The Buzzy, don't give up hope, Buzzy lovers. We can still find them.
Do you know where there was a pair of ruby slippers at Disney?
No, where?
At the Great Movie Ride.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we actually had some in our lobby area for a while.
I think there's like 4 original pair. And they were kind of bouncing around.
That case was so sensitive that when we were vacuuming, we weren't supposed to touch the case.
Really?
Because even if they wiped down the glass, it would trigger alarms and stuff.
Did you ever trigger it?
No. So security would literally come in. I was there when it got triggered a couple times. And then eventually got replaced by like one of the horses from the carousel from Mary Poppins. I think they took that spot. But then they kept swapping out stuff. There was a maquette of one of the Alien like things, like the big gun from the original Alien movie. It was neat stuff in there. But anyway, all right, that's gonna do it for Cranium Command. Let's do some Q&A, Jeff. So I'm gonna shorten this stuff down. We're not gonna do as many.
Okay.
We'll pick kind of the cream of the crop here. These are from the Phantasmic episode we did. You remember Phantasmic? Yeah. Mickey on top of the mountain exploded and stuff. Someone actually asked,
that was the fish bag episode, right?
That was the fish bag episode.
Yeah.
That was a good one. A lot of people saying thank you for fish bag. They had never seen that before. If you don't know what we're talking about fish bag, go rewatch.
Bolsa de Pescado.
Watch the Phantasmic episode for information on fish bag. It's a good one. Roman Heretic came in again and said, "What's your favorite snack you've gotten from a theme park?" Which I think we answered that last week. But can you think of any other snacks? I answered the Mickey Mouse sandwich, the ice cream sandwich, which apparently you can buy at like stores. You can get them at Costco.
I saw Dole Whip in Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I'm not anytime Dole Whip is not in Disney World or Disneyland, to me is not real Dole Whip. I know it might be the exact same stuff, but there's something magical about eating it, in Frontierland and watching the Aladdin's carpets or going over to like Jungle Cruise. But
I have a hard time believing that I would enjoy Dole Whip more at Disney than I did at the Dole Plantation.
Okay, that maybe.
Yeah.
That maybe. But that being said, there's only 4 places on the planet you can get, maybe 5 now, that you can get butterbeer, like official butterbeer. The 2 Universal parks in the States, so the one in Hollywood, the one in Orlando, and then the 2 parks overseas, which I think there's one in Japan, and I think the Shanghai one might also have a Diagon Alley or have a Hogsmeade as well. So you can get them there. And then at the Warner Brothers Studio Tour in London, where they have all the sets and stuff. I've had 3 of them. I've done the 2 in the States, and I've done the one in London. The one in London, not as good.
That's like the Mexican Martini challenge at all the Trudies in Austin.
Yeah, get all 3 of them.
Yeah, get all 3.
But yeah, the one in London, I don't know what it was, but it just did not taste as good.
Really?
Yeah, the 2, Hollywood and Florida were
different butter.
I don't know. Like something about the soda, because it's a mix of things. It's 2 things. It's a beverage, and then they put like whipped cream on the top, and it's like this butterscotch cream they like put on top, and then it's like a cream soda for the bottom, and the combination just makes that butterbeer taste. And something was wrong about the stuff in London. I don't know if it was the soda was wrong or what, but it was like Katie and I both had it. And we're like, oh, this isn't as good. It's sad, but. Anyway, so do you have any other favorite snacks you can think of? Like, are you a big churro guy?
Well, I'm a big churro guy. I can't even believe I had churros night before last. They were so good.
Wow, a lot of churros in the parks now. That's the next big thing. Because I guess you can travel with it easily. You can hold it.
Yeah, they're easy. They're not messy.
Yeah,
they don't melt.
I mean, they're a little messy if they have a lot of like sugar on them and stuff. But you can kind of like just dust.
But if you just have like bog standard churros, yeah, the worst thing you're gonna do is dust off a little powdered or a little sugar.
Yeah.
Whereas it's the humidity's like 90% in Florida, and it's at 95 degrees. Your ice cream just it disintegrates in front of you.
That's true. You got to eat that quick.
Yeah.
Well, where do you stand on funnel cakes?
I'm okay with funnel cakes. I got no problems with funnel cakes. I like funnel cakes. Do you have a funnel cake right now?
I don't have a funnel cake on me right now.
Don't bring up stuff that I can't.
I've told you my funnel cake story about EPCOT and about MC Parks, the Minecraft park thing.
I don't. So
MC Parks is it's a Minecraft server where they've recreated theme parks from all over the planet, and you can go in Minecraft and actually walk around these parks like a 1-to-1 scale.
That seems like content for this podcast.
We should probably go check it out.
Do some video
point. We did a couple videos for Achievement Hunter, our side project, to this.
Let's stop giving the good stuff to the side project.
But we got to walk around there, and I met 2 of the guys who were running the thing, Ryan and Darren, super nice guys. And one of the first times I jumped in, they recognized who I was, and they're like, "Oh, hey, thank you for checking out our stuff. This is cool. Like, we love your stuff."
Yeah.
And one of my favorite places in all of EPCOT is the funnel cake stand over by the America Pavilion, like the USA Pavilion in the back. And I noticed they had the stand, but in the game they've built out where you can buy stuff. You can buy like props and things and snacks and whatnot. So they had the funnel cake stand, but they didn't actually have funnel cakes, and you couldn't buy it. It was just a building there. I was like, "Oh man, the funnel cake place isn't open." And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's someone got to work on." They had a couple of their people that night build out the funnel cake stand where you can buy funnel cakes, and the person serving you inside is me.
Oh,
it's like my avatar from Minecraft.
Oh, that's great. Your trials guy.
Yeah, so he'll sell you funnel cakes.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty wild.
Congratulations,
Thank you. So that was like super surprising. Like, oh yeah, we took care of that for you, and I went back and like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. So if you ever check out MC Parks, just Google their information. It's awesome service. If you like Minecraft, go
stop by and buy a funnel cake from Jack.
And they have Achievement Hunter hats too. They made for us in the game. So because we did a whole scavenger hunt thing. So like, oh yeah, we'll make some hats for you. And I'm like, they're not selling it. You can't purchase it with money. So I'm like, as long as you're not making money off of it, I don't care. Because if they were making money off of it, Disney would be coming after them. So
yeah.
But anyway, so Repulsive Hedgehog says, as a cast member, what do you do when a ride you operate is closed for maintenance or an extended period of time? It's a good question. So anytime I was on the attraction and we go 101, which is we break down, if it was something that we knew we were going to be back up later in the day, typically we would have 2 or 3 people go out of the front of the attraction, like Great Movie Ride, and be like, hey guys, sorry, we're down for maintenance right now. We'll be back up in a little bit. Just come back later and check it out. And just so basically you have greeters kind of like explaining what's going on, because people, this is before the age of cell phones where you just look and see like, oh, it's broken. And so you do that and you just rotate out. So you spend like maybe 30 minutes outside, then, because there's maybe 15 of us working, but, you don't need 15 people out there. So that'd be a time for us to kind of go clean, like we'd vacuum and stuff.
Seems like a velvet rope and a sign could have done that job for you.
Not at Disney though. You gotta see someone.
You gotta have the face. Whatever the acronym we learned a while back is.
Yeah,
Smile or
Keys, I think
happy.
Is what it was.
No, not that one. The one from Cedar Park, which was way cooler.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one. Anyway, but that also, if you went down for like maintenance, if you were going to be shut down for a while, like if your attraction was going to be down for like 2 months for extended maintenance, they would typically send you to other attractions. If it was something you were cross-trained, like if you knew how to work at Rock and Roller Coaster, they would send you over there and it's like, you'd be another cast member there. But typically if you weren't cross-trained somewhere, they would just send you as like a general kind of like area employee, which means like for a parade, like, okay, we need you on the parade route. And like you would help set up the parade route or, as people come by, you tell them to stay back. Or they'd send you over like Fantasmic, somewhere where it's a little bit more simple, where it's just kind of crowds and it's crowd control.
In the Army, they would call that detail.
Yeah.
You would have to go do detail somewhere.
So it's simple stuff, but I mean, it's not like, your ride shut down, you're out of work for 2 months. Like, no, they'll find places for you. There's plenty of places to go at Disney, and they can always use more people. So, but the good question though. So thank you very much for that. If you have any questions like that, feel free to ask down in the comments. I'm going to start pulling 1 or 2 questions per episode, some better ones, and really get into it. But we'll do some live streams too, and we'll do some like live Q&A as well. So if you have any pending question, you can also ask there. But every single week too, I ask a question of you, the audience. Not only do you ask us, but I ask you. And this week, or the Fantasmic week, the question was, if you could get a free unlimited line skip pass for one ride at any theme park in the world, what park or ride would it be? I forget I think I said Velocicoaster for me because that's such a great ride. And we had some pretty good answers too here. Hamslice26, great username. This is all from roosterteeth.com, by the way. Unlimited pass for the Great Bear at Hershey Park. It is one of the smoothest coasters I've ever been on and is always a fun ride.
There you go.
The Great Bear. I know nothing about the Great Bear.
I know we have to ride it.
There's so many places we got to go.
So many.
This year we're going to hit up quite a few parks. We should go to either SeaWorld or Six Flags pretty soon.
Yeah, they got that crazy roller coaster I keep getting ads for all over the place.
Mountain Man Ryan says, unlimited pass for Smuggler's Run. This ride awakes the little kid inside of me. I just always have a blast. Whether as a pilot, gunner, or engineer, it's fun to have, especially with a group. Also, there is no better feeling than pulling the stick down to enter hyperspace. That is one of the coolest things ever. My friend, he had ridden it before when I went on for the first time, and I was a pilot. He's like, sit there on the right side. I'm like, okay. He goes, you're going to want to pull that lever when it goes green. And you pull it back, and you get thrown into hyperspace.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels so cool.
That's the one you do in the Millennium Falcon, right?
Yeah.
I've done that one.
It's pretty rad. Do you know there's Easter eggs in Smuggler's Run?
I didn't.
There is a Chewbacca mode you can do. So in the ride, typically it's there's a character they created for the attraction that's like he's kind of like telling you what to do. He's like, okay, shoot this. Oh, go here. And it's like he's in another vehicle, kind of like co-piloting for you. If you do a certain thing where you like hold down buttons as you're starting it up, if all 6 people do it correctly, Chewbacca will growl at the beginning, and it's Chewbacca the whole time.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so it's just Chewbacca yelling at you. So it's not the other guy saying, like, do this. It's literally just Chewbacca making Chewbacca noises. But it's kind of cool. I mean, because that's the closest thing to like a video game theme park attraction I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And so I love that they can do stuff like that. It's literally just a big video game. And so that's cool. I love that they are. And apparently they've patched it and updated it. And you can get like, there's different things. At one point you have to, you collect this thing. It's like fuel or something. And there's another one. You have an opportunity to get a second one. And I always thought it was just, no matter what was going to happen, it is always the same video. Turns out you can actually get the second one. You can stop before you fall. There's a whole lot of things you can do if you know what you're doing in the attraction.
What was it?
We'll do an episode on that one soon.
Was it Rock and Roller Coaster where you could change the songs via Easter egg?
Rip, Ride, and Rocket.
Rip, Ride, and Rocket.
That one, you literally, there's like 1,000 songs you can pick from over Universal.
But you said there were like Easter egg songs you could program.
Yeah. I think I always say Rip, Roar, and Rocket. It's actually Rip, Ride, and Rocket. Every time I mention that, people get on to me about that. Kisa13 or Kisa XIII says, I know it's cliche, but I'd like a pass for Haunted Mansion. Oh, that's lovely. That's such a good one. It's a nice air-conditioned one. It's relaxing, peaceful. That's a good one. And then I picked one random winner out of everyone who asked, or everyone who gave us an answer. Lots of answers. A lot of Velocicoasters in there. Legit Purpose says, how about the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser? Let's just get a pass to that. Yeah, that'd be the way to do it.
There you go.
I think. So Galactic Star Cruiser is now open, and a lot of people have been riding it, and apparently it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Still don't know if it's worth $6,000, but pretty neat attraction.
That's a used Ford Taurus.
That's a trip to Europe and just go to all the European parks. But Anyway, so there you go. That's all of our answers. Thank you very much. Congratulations again to Legit Purpose. I will be reaching out to you at some point, get your information, and we will send you a park map autographed by Jeff and myself. Now, the question for this week's episode that I'm asking of you actually came from the comments. I like this question a lot, and I figured I'd share it with you guys. From Snipper16 says, if there was one ride you would want the community to group ride, what ride would you choose? And I like that a lot. So, like, if we were to ride, like, as a big group, get, like, all the pass holders out there, ride it all together, what would you do? He says, mine would be the Disneyland Railroad. Yes, it's a bit slower, more of a transport, but with a group ride, you can chat to the people around you, get to know each other, and what kind of things they like, what rides or foods, or for instance, and no similar interest in the park. And, like, yeah. So, what would you like to ride with, like, a big group of people, Jeff?
I mean, I guess I would want it to be the longest.
And the railroad's still a whole lot of people.
Right, yeah, right. I mean, I honestly, I feel like Velocicoaster might make sense because it's, I don't know, kind of integral to the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah, that was pretty early on.
One of our early big moments was getting to go and ride that and ride it early. So maybe that, but yeah, or something kind of big and slow that would allow us to talk and hang out.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Ben, do you have something?
Fast and the Furious Supercharged. Because you're getting a bunch of annual pass members on a party bus for like a whole ride.
That is true.
You know?
That is true.
Oh, man. It's funny you mentioned Fast and Furious Supercharged because that's going to be next week's episode of Annual Pass. I figure we would dive into it. So there's your little tease for next week's episode. I would love to see us all on something like Rock and Roller Coaster, something that we could have a lot of fun on. Then come on just like full of energy afterwards. Or like Tower of Terror would be a lot of fun too. That'd be a great group photo.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, let us know in the comments what you think would be a good community ride to ride over at roosterteeth.com, and we'll pick a winner and send out a theme park map. But that'll do it for today's episode. Jeff, do you feel like you learned anything today?
I do, Jack.
You do? Well, what do you think you learned?
I learned, well, I'm just going to deliver it directly to you. I learned about you today, Buzzy, and I learned that you're out there somewhere. You're probably scared. You're probably full of despair, but don't despair because you will be found. It may not be us, but somebody out there. Justice will be done. You will be rescued. If you can hear my voice, have hope. Never give up hope, Buzzy. Justice will be done.
That'll do it for. Thank you very much, Jeff. I appreciate it. I know Buzzy appreciates that too. So thank you very much, everyone, again for listening and watching over at youtube.com/annualpass. Don't forget to join our Discord. Link in the description. Hopefully not an expiring link anymore. Go to roosterteeth.com. Leave comments. I love the comments. I love the questions over there. And that'll do it for this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Grab a shirt in the store.roosterteeth.com. We will see you next time for even more. Don't forget to sign up for Wine and Dine. And take care of yourself. Bye.